What's up, Tech Gang? Stefan here from TechRight. Today we're going to be talking about the pros and cons on the new Moto G Stylus. Stay tuned. Alright everyone, hopefully you guys are having a good day. So I'm going to be telling you the things I like and do not like on this device. If you guys have any other pros and cons, definitely leave those in the comment section down below because it does help the other people that are looking for a new phone. Also, if you're new to this channel, definitely hit that like button. Really appreciate it. Let's go ahead and start this off. So first and foremost, we're going to start off with the first pro, and honestly, in my opinion, I thought this was the best thing for them to do, but it is going to be the display, but not really the display being 1080p, more so the cutout. I really appreciate that Motorola went with this new display because there are many other displays, including I believe the Galaxy A12, that still have that water drop notch, and I honestly really don't like that. I think it's really outdated. So great that the cutout came right there, and also in general we just have really good screen real estate on this device. Very solid. There are a few other devices in this price range that are about the same, but honestly I don't have any complaints as far as the display goes. Now the second pro is definitely going to be the fingerprint sensor on this device. It is going to be on the right side of the device, pretty much flush to the design of the phone. As you guys can see, this isn't going to be aluminum, this is going to be a plastic chassis around the phone, but it's going to be just below the volume rocker. So this is actually a very cool fingerprint sensor, seeing that we are, in those times that we really can't use the front facing camera. This is actually really fast as well. So 3, 2, 1, go. Cool. 3, 2, 1, go. Awesome. 3, 2, 1, go. So very fast, very accurate. 9 out of 10 times this phone is going to open up. So very good fingerprint sensor, and also great that we have that in replace of the face scanner. Third pro we're going to be talking about in this video is definitely going to be the Stylus. Now I like this Stylus a lot. Finally, I don't think it feels cheap. This is going to be a stylus, I believe, made out of titanium. So this is going to be a nice and premium stylus. I know last year's wasn't that great, but that was the first iteration of this device, so we got to give them a little bit of slack. But honestly, really like the stylus so far. I think it's great that they put the click feature on there. I think LG finally caught up with that as well in the LG Stylo 6, but great they went ahead and revised that on the second iteration of this device. But really like the feel of it, really like the haptic feedback I get when I put the stylus back into the phone as well. So that's a nice little feature this has. And getting into the fourth pro, we have one more pro after this, and then we're going to get into the cons. But the fourth pro definitely has to be that this has 128 gigabytes of internal storage. Now, as you guys know, with other devices such as Samsung and Apple, their starting out memory is usually 64 gigabytes. And then you get to choose between 128, 256, and then they have the terabyte versions, I believe, now on some of the iPhones and Samsung devices. But it's great that we get a device that is under $300 and has 128 gigabytes of storage on board. So really like that it has that in there. There are much more expensive phones that are only going to get you that 64 gigabytes. And I know even when the iPhone XR dropped, when I picked that up, that device was still pretty much like $600, and I only got 64 gigabytes inside that device. So it's great to see cheaper phones getting that storage now. Now the fifth pro we're gonna have on this device definitely has to be the camera. We have the 4 cameras set up, and these cameras actually do host a lot of different features. The first one, a 48 megapixel wide angle camera, and that's going to be our PDAF camera. Our secondary camera is going to be 8 megapixels, and that's going to be our ultra wide. And we also have 2 more 2 megapixel cameras, one a macro and one a depth camera. So I really feel like we do have some great variety on this camera, and I'm very happy that they actually put the ultra wide mode in there, and that works really good. Some other features we have on this device: for the video we have slow motion, time lapse, spot color, and for the photos we have portrait mode, cutout, spot color, night vision, cinematograph, panorama, group selfie, live filter, and pro mode. The feature I like the most definitely has to be our little ultra wide mode right here. I think that is my favorite feature. And also we have our Google Lens just to the left of this. So if we want to go ahead and scan a product, just put our product right there, or scan whatever you want, go ahead and click the shutter button and it searches up whatever you're currently looking at. So I thought that was a really cool feature, and it's great they implemented it in the camera. Now getting on to my cons, I don't have too many cons. We only have 4 cons on here, so one less con than there is pros. But the first con is that there's no NFC on this device. Now, I don't know why they did this, because I feel like Google Pay is definitely getting a lot more prominent in our day and age. So I feel like, you know, this would have been able to have NFC, but they may have had to make a few cuts on this device. But honestly, I don't use it too much, but I know a lot of people that use that. So hopefully see this on the next iteration, and you may just have to use your debit card. Next thing I don't like about this device is that we have no front-facing speaker, and I believe we actually had this on the original Moto G Stylus from 2020. And this has no front-facing speakers, but instead we have a loudspeaker at the bottom of the device. And honestly, for me, I feel like it's okay, but I definitely like that directional volume that you get from having a bottom firing and front-facing speaker. So I'm definitely gonna miss that on the 2021 Stylus. Our third con is going to be that there is no 5G on this device. I know what you're going to say. People really aren't looking for devices with 5G, but my rebuttal to that is that the Nord N10 5G is pretty much the same price, or I believe $299 for the Nord N10 5G. So this device is in the same price bracket, and we're missing 5G from it. So honestly, I don't know why Motorola took so many features we had away on this device, but yeah, no 5G on this device whatsoever. And the fourth con I have on this device is that this is only a Snapdragon 678. There's a bunch of other devices in the same price range that have better processors. Naming one of them, you know, the Moto G9 Plus for $50 less, that has the 730G. We have the Galaxy A71, you know, the A51 5G. Those both has 730G. So honestly, I don't know what happened with the Motorola Moto G Stylus 2021 variant. I feel like, you know, this is kind of a niche device, and Motorola maybe just went to the people that needed a stylus, because that is going to be the biggest feature, you know, on this phone. So, you know, the pros definitely outweigh the cons on this device. I feel like this is a pretty well-rounded device. I feel like you definitely get what you paid for, especially when it comes to these stylus devices, because there aren't many out there. And honestly, this device is definitely kicking the LG Stylo 6 out of the way as far as cheaper stylus devices get. So if you guys are looking for a device and you absolutely need a stylus, I would go with the Moto G Stylus. I definitely wouldn't go with any of the stylos right now. However, if you guys don't need a phone with the stylus, there are many other better phones out there with better processors and better features. So if you don't need a stylus, I would definitely keep searching around. But hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, please leave a like down below, as well subscribing if you're not part of the Tech Gang already. Also hit the notification bell if you guys want to be notified every time I do upload a new video. This has been Safon from TechRight. Peace out, Tech Gang.